Howdy, and welcome to another episode of Adult Onset Horsemanship. I'm your host, Daniel Dolphin. Good morning or evening or whatever time of day you might be listening to this. This is Daniel Dolphin with the Adult Onset Horsemanship Podcast, coming to you today in the spirit of Christmas. And we've got some news to share with you. This will be an atypical podcast. I don't have a guest today. This one's just totally self-serving and no fake sponsor today either. So if those are your reasons for checking in with us, you can check out right now. I'm here to tell you about a couple of deals that we've got for the Christmas season and an exciting new course that we have out there. I kind of gather as I'm talking to various people, they don't always know about the other side of my business beyond training horses, and that is bit information. Some people only know me for bit information, but just to give you a little insight there, about 7 years ago now, I spent a hardcore 6 months doing research on bits and various things about that. We'd already had a good bit of success with some videos that we put on YouTube. I think we've got maybe 5 hours worth of free videos on YouTube, all regarding bits and stuff. And I was looking to capitalize on that. So I decided I would really do my homework and be absolutely certain that what I was going to say was beyond reproach. And I involved some experts. I think we had 2 equine-only veterinarians who both specialize in equine dentistry. They've both specialized in equine-only dentistry since the mid-90s. Between the two of them, they've got over 100,000 dental exams. Dr. Tucker's got 75,000 all on his own. I really don't know how many Dr. Barry has, but I'm sure he's up in that range as well. So 2 of the most experienced veterinary equine dentists in the country. We had a facial plastic surgeon and a human dentist who got on board because there was really a lot of information as I approached. I talked to a bunch of professors at vet schools and even the Dr. Neely Walker, who's our Louisiana State horse specialist. There's really a lot of stuff going on in the throat and the tongue and the hyoid apparatus involving swallowing and exactly what does and doesn't happen there. We kind of just ran. I could push all of those people to the point where they couldn't answer my questions anymore. So we went to some human sources to see what we knew was going on in the human, including a couple of speech pathologists. And believe it or not, they were some of the most helpful sources that I had, because they really are experts in how the tongue works and the swallowing and so forth. And we can't draw direct conclusions from human to horse, but we can make some assumptions in there. And I try to be clear where we're making assumption and where we have hard fact. And then we had 2 engineers that vet the physics and all of that stuff that we talk about when we really get into the mechanics of the bits. And that's a project that I've been incredibly proud of. I have honestly, it has been out into the world about 4 years now. I have not gotten a single piece of bad feedback on that video yet. There's hundreds and hundreds of copies of it out there in DVD and digital download form, and the feedback has just been incredibly positive. The number one comment that we get over and over is, I had no idea how much I did not know about bits. And that's really a big part of what we're trying to get out there. There are a lot of myths. There is a lot of misinformation. Some of it's purposeful. Some of it's just out of ignorance. But we're trying to clear that up, because at the end of the day, we all want a better relationship with our horse. We want our communication to be good and clear and purposeful. And when we have bad information, it just makes that much more difficult. And there are a lot of times that people are just riding with something that's totally inappropriate, or they don't know how to read the horse and to tell whether it's appropriate or not. And the horse is giving us some definite, clear signs. So we've got a whole section in there. I think it's about 30 minutes long in that video on body language signs of the horse and so forth. I have been working for a while now with Colton Woods and his lovely wife Meredith, and they have helped me come up with the bit course 2.0, understanding how and why bits function. This is an online course that will take that video that we did, and it's going to use the video, but it's going to expand on it in a lot of spots. Additionally, you're going to have weekly, so like every week you're going to get an email of this part. It's going to take place over 6 weeks. So you'll get an email, some videos and things to watch for that week, an hour and a half per week, something like that. You'll also get a PDF to download that'll have kind of an outline of what'll be gone over that week, but it's also going to have some questions on there for you to answer, a little critical thinking. And this is how we're going to absolutely know that you understood what you went over that week. So each week we're going to send out some Zoom invite links to the people that are going through the course at that period in time, and you're going to have a live group Zoom meeting with me, and I'm going to go over those questions with you. We're going to answer them for you, make sure everybody's on the same page. If you have some additional questions, you'll get to ask those questions of me right then and there. We're going to record those on our beta test group, and we're going to put the best parts of that back into the course for subsequent groups, but subsequent groups will also get the live weekly meetings with me. We're also going to have some of the collaborators of the video come back and join on some of those talks where it's a relevant part that they contributed to. So you'll get to ask the experts beyond even myself. We're really excited about this project. I think it's a phenomenal resource and opportunity for you to truly understand how and why bits function. Like I said, there was a lot that we edited out of the video so that it could fit on 4 discs time-wise. I don't have those constraints this time around. I get to put that back in, plus the things that I have learned in the 7 years since, and some other things that keep coming up that I'm finding people did have a little difficulty understanding or whatever. Now we can fully flesh that out and explain and everything. This is going to be just a phenomenal resource, and I absolutely promise you that you're going to look at that wall of bits in the tack store. You're going to understand what you're looking at. Which ones are fishing lure bits? They look cool and they're shiny and they're neat, but they're not practical. They're not really going to help you. And which ones are going to help you? What training stage your horse is in, and what it's appropriate to ride him with in that training stage, and what moves him or helps you mechanically move him up to the next stage, and why. We'll get lots and lots of questions about transitioning horses up from snaffles into shank bits, and we're going to have that included in the course as well, at least parts of that. That could be a course unto itself, but we're going to answer some of those questions that have really been perennial questions for the last several years. We're very excited about this. We've got some introductory pricing. You can get the course for $600, which is 40% off until January 1st. We think that's a very reasonable deal. You've got way more than $600 worth of bits that you don't use hanging in your tack room right now. And this has involved a very large commitment of time on my part, plus the years that it took to learn all of this stuff and weed through those myths and misinformation. So we've got its own website dedicated just to this course. Check out thebitcourse.com. We'll have a link to that in the show notes. Hopefully we get a bunch of you in there and we can start changing the world here and making horses' relationship with bits that much better. I can tell you there's a whole lot of things that go on out there with horses that habitually have tension and bracing in their body from the way those reins are being handled and what's happening in their mouth, and that stuff leads to a lot of the problems that we have down the road, the kissing spine, navicular in some cases, just tension in the neck and the thoracic sling, and lots and lots and lots and lots of stuff. This is one of those courses that definitely going to pay for itself in the vet bills that you don't have to pay, and the bits that you never should have bought that you're no longer going to buy. So we hope to see you there, thebitcourse.com. Go to the website. That'll give you the discount code. We would appreciate you signing up for the newsletter that's associated with that. We're going to have a a video that's exclusive to the people that sign up in there as well. A little extra bonus for you. So if you've enjoyed the podcast and everything, and you recognize the quality and depth of information that we have to offer you, this course will be no different. I assure you, it's going to be a game changer for you. You're not going to ride or look at horses the same way again once you go through this, and very much to the betterment. So we have the course available for purchase right now, but it's really a pre-purchase. We're still doing the beta testing, about to kick it off and make sure we've got everything ironed out. And like I say, parts of that will actually get rolled back into the course from the Q&As. So you can purchase it now for that reduced price. The course will actually begin the first part of February. So we need to get all the things ironed out and the I's dotted and the T's crossed and all of that stuff. But you'll still be able to finish it in wintertime when you're not being real productive likely, and be ready to rip roar in the spring. God bless all of you. Have a Merry Christmas, and we'll see you on the bitcourse.com and on the live Zoom meetings as we go through. Y'all take care. We'll see you next week for another episode of Adult Onset Horsemanship. I've been your host, Daniel Dolphin.